Whenever you're ready.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to Yugidudes. I'm Dante.
And I'm Chris.
So today we're covering
Trap cards and why they're losing relevance or why they've lost their relevance for the most part.
not anime traps.
Yeah, no, actual Yu-Gi-Oh traps. Now, granted, this is not to like just shit on trap cards, as a general. I think
there are still some good traps.
They are almost good. Like
fuck you, Infinite Impermanence for being $98.
Yeah, but you've got you got your solemn judgment, you got your solemn strike, your solemn warning. Counter traps are still amazing, but for the most part, most like normal and particularly continuous traps. Why?
He's alive.
No, he's not. He's dead.
Totally alive, right here on the can.
But for the most part, traps have fallen out of favor in favor of spells and, hand traps being a big thing right now.
Ash Blossom.
Yeah, Ash Blossom, Droll and Lockbird, Ghost Ogre. But what happened to traps? See, the inherent problem with traps is that you can't just normally play a trap for your hand. Obviously there are certain ones that you can. Evenly matched comes to mind if you control no cards at the end of a battle phase. Red Reboot comes to another mind where you get to pay half your life points to play it from your hand, and you do negate and reset a trap your opponent has activated. And obviously, some cards like Trap Stun are still relevant. Other than that, not.
And some are used a lot, obviously, like Infinite Impermanence. It's $98 for a reason.
A bottomless trap hole to an extent too, but
if it's expensive, it's probably useful.
Well, bottomless trap hole just came back to 3, as of the most recent ban list in May.
May, and it's fucking September. Come on, Konami!
It's only been like 4 months.
I just kicked my computer desk level.
5 months, something like that. Almost 5 months. Anyway, so what happened to traps? Spells happened to traps because now you've got spells coming.
Anime happened to traps.
Not only do you got spells that are coming back into the game, even though it's been out back for a while, you got Dark Hole, you got your Raigekis. But at the same time, a trap is just the slowest kind of card you can play.
Unless you got a card that lets you play them from your hand.
Or one that, again, Evenly Matched that can be.
Yeah. Evenly Matched is an amazing trap card. So glad they put it in the Mega Tin.
Yeah. I got 2 of them.
I got 1.
Haha.
Remember you bought one.
I know.
And shit. And
I know.
we gave it away as a fucking prize.
Yeah, well, I've got 2 from the tins. So, that's really kind of why traps are bad. But at the same time...
It's a trap.
It is a trap.
Admiral Akbar said it best. It's bad because it's a trap.
I will say, obviously the one exception here is Paleozoics, which are pretty much all traps, but they come back as monsters. So when you have something that is not only faster, but does your job just as well, if not better... I mean, when was the last time you saw somebody playing Dust Tornado?
Back when I didn't know Yu-Gi-Oh!
Uh-huh.
Back before I met you, what was that, Fuck.
Once when I was 7 years old, my mom told me
my
to stop
8th grade
playing
year, 8,
Tornado.
9, that was almost 10 years ago. Shit, I've known you almost 10 years.
Yeah, exactly, that's the point. And Dust Tornado, I mean, in the
it still wasn't even relevant then.
Well, in the old DM days it was, but just even now, I mean, you more often than not, you saw Mystical Space Typhoon, and now more recently you're seeing Twin Twisters, you're seeing Cosmic Cyclone, you're seeing things that, spells that do the same job as Dust Tornado, but better. And the same goes for these hand traps, these monsters that act like traps in the hand. You're trying to negate monster effects, you've got Effect Veil for that, you're trying to negate draw power, you've got Ash Blossom for that, you're trying to, prevent graveyard effects from going off. You've got Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion for that. Just all these things.
You've got they're older, but Battle Fader and Swift Scarecrow.
Yeah, for
they prevent
blockers.
attacks.
I mean, yes.
I mean, you could even say Karibo is a hand trap for getting rid of the battle damage. The attack still happens, but you take no damage.
Exactly, but
you could call that a hand trap.
Now, granted, I guess another
the oldest hand trap.
Pretty much. I know, obviously, one of the good traps that are still relevant in the game. You do have your your what is it, drowning mirror force, or is it quaking? One of
the many mirror force cards.
I think it's drowning. That's the one that's like really relevant right now. But anyway, I mean, you still even though links are a thing, you do have quaking mirror force, which flips everything face down, then nothing flips back up. I mean, even if you're willing to take the burn damage, you have blazing mirror force, which I mean is a much better version of regular mirror force. And now actually in Cybernetic Horizon they released Mirror Force Launcher.
Oh my! Wait, are you serious?
Yes, it only works.
Okay, Mirror Force archetype, got it.
Yeah, well, Mirror Force Launcher only works with the original Mirror Force.
Of course.
But
how are you gonna do this? I'm gonna put a Mirror Force in a fucking bazooka and.
No, it's got this weird effect like you can like send up Mirror Force or something to the graveyard. I don't remember how it works.
That's how most things work anymore.
But at the same time, and that's another thing with the traps is, you know, when you set the trap down, that's it. You're not doing anything else with it for that turn. You gotta wait until either your opponent's turn or you can wait till like it's able to be used. Things that bounce back to the hand. You got monsters that do that. That's why compulsory evacuation device came back to 3. Because it wasn't doing anything at 1. No one played it. No, and really, even now that it's back at 3, I've seen it maybe once since it's come back. One time I've seen this card that I used to love back 10 plus years ago, that I used to abuse the crap out of and just send things back to the hand. I used to send my own stuff back to the hand just so I could play them again. But now it's like, do I really want to waste a deck slot for something that I could just have a monster do? You know, I mean, realistically, when you think about it, even Penguin Soldier does a better job of bouncing monsters than Compulsory Evacuation Device. Compulsory Evacuation Device returns 1. Penguin Soldier returns 2. Hane does the same job
since it's come back. Or did Hane ever go?
No.
No, I was thinking Sangan, sorry.
No,
Sangan left for a while.
Hane does the exact same thing as Compulsory Evacuation Device, and it's an old flip effect monster that I think you got in like starter deck Kaiba when that was first out.
Yeah.
So, in a way, traps were always at a disadvantage, but it just finally became to a point where you see any competitive deck build, and if they're running more than like 3 traps, you're going, what are they doing? Why do they have so many traps in their deck? And it's not that the deck is necessarily bad, but
it's one of those. Now, I mean, granted, yeah, you can use it as like an intimidation tag. Like, what the fuck? What is gonna happen here? Why are there so many traps?
I mean, admittedly,
what do these do?
I do run a handful of traps in like my Trick Stars. Because I have my
your old Pay the Piper deck was like a majority of the traps were a big thing.
Well, and those were damage traps.
I'll be right back, everybody. Someone's giving me a call.
Oh, I gotta move out of frame for a minute.
Sorry about that. Hello? Who's it?
So while we're waiting, let's just talk about whatever. What are your guys' favorite traps? Leave those in the comments. Do you think traps will ever make a comeback? I don't know. They could. They might. I don't know. Maybe eventually there will be a reason why spells, for some reason, aren't as good. Maybe they'll make like a new trap-themed deck. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe like a new Paleozoics? I don't know. Anyway, I don't have a whole lot else to say on this matter. So I'm just going to leave it. Since he's probably going to be on the phone for a while, I'm just going to say I'm Chris, he's been Dante, even though he's not there anymore. And give us a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll see you soon with more content. Peace.